All right, so how's everyone doing? I am Rich Celenza. Thanks for checking out my channel. So what I want to get into today is kind of getting a balance between cardio and weightlifting. So I've been weightlifting for a majority of my life, for basically like 40 years. And the one thing I think people don't realize a lot of times is when doing a lot of weights, sometimes they lack in the cardio. I also think a lot of people that do a lot of cardio also lack in strength a lot of times. So it kind of goes both ways. And I'm going to give you just my input on what I've gone through over the years regarding working out and trying to get a balance on wanting to always weightlift and also trying to keep up with my cardio and not exhausting either one of them, or being exhausted, I should say, when going to do one or the other. So like I said, I've been working out with weights my entire life. And if you like weight training, a lot of us like to, hit all our different body parts throughout the week. And it's usually going to take at least 3 to 4 days if you include legs for the most part, I think. Now, some people just do a full entire upper body workout, which is fine, and do legs separately. But for a lot of us, we'd like to do chest and tris, maybe even chest and bis, or maybe even shoulders bis, back traps, legs separately. And that, like I said, is going to take a certain amount of time throughout the week to do. But I realized over the years is when I was hitting hardcore weights, I really wasn't doing a lot regarding cardio. What I would do basically always for as long as I remember, I'd come in and just do like 5 minutes on the bicycle. And then I always thought, I'm weightlifting hardcore and I'll get my cardio outside the gym because I was very active. And that would include swimming. I liked riding bicycle, cycling, doing whatever. Hiking, just figuring it out, playing basketball, racquetball, all these different types of things. I just said that's when I would get the cardio in. But what happened to me over the years was I stopped doing a lot of those things with the exception of swimming and walking. So I started to get winded a lot in the gym. And I've even done videos saying, when lifting weights, a lot of us are running out of, breath. We're out of air before we're running out of strength. So you got to make sure you have that cardio in place when weightlifting, right? But I also realize a lot of people too that weightlifted hardcore, they're also trying to incorporate a lot of cardio into the workouts. It could be before, after, in between their days off, which is good too. But again, what I realized too is they would get very fatigued. Something lacked there. So if you're killing yourself lifting a lot of weights, an hour and a half roughly, and then you're hitting it hardcore, say cardio in the gym too, again, you could be doing split sessions, or you could be doing something like I said in the morning before your weight lift or at night. Just be very aware of what you're doing to your body and how fatigued you're making it. Sometimes, and I've done videos on this, you think you're helping yourself physically, and actually you're just wearing yourself down. You're actually not doing anything healthy in the long term. You're actually hurting yourself. Again, that's my personal opinion. Some people could do whatever they like to do. What I do now regarding weightlifting, and I at least lift 4 days a week. So I'm going to throw that into the equation. I'll do like a 2 on, 1 off, 2 on. But what I like to do is incorporate at least 1 full day of cardio, which would include maybe elliptical, treadmill. I don't run. I also like to do a lot of swimming. I also like to swim after my workouts, weight training as well. And also after every single workout, I also like to incorporate the sauna, at least 15 minutes. That really seemed to help with a lot of my breathing while working out. It also made me feel amazing. So my workouts, if I'm lifting with weights, sometimes can go very long, especially if I throw in some laps. I like to do 30 to 40 laps, a lot of times even after I do weightlifting. The difference I realized with that type of cardio, swimming, after weight training, gave me a lot of, I guess you could say, a lot more balance in my life. It helped me with my appetite, it helps me sleep, it helps me work out my entire body parts. So that worked out wonderful incorporating swimming, and I've been doing that my entire life, so that felt very natural. That doesn't mean I'm swimming on top of the water. I like to do a lot of underwater swimming. I like the resistance. That's just my opinion. But let's talk about people I know that love to do cardio, right? And there's nothing wrong with wanting to do a lot of cardio, right? But I do, like I said earlier, they do sometimes get so caught up in the cardio aspect of things. A lot of times they are losing a lot of strength. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Now, there's different types of cardio. Obviously, you have, CrossFit, or you have people that run, you have people that do crew, you have people that cycle, you have people that do all these different types of things. That does not mean I'm saying they're weak. But what I am saying is, especially as you start to get more middle-aged and you didn't do any type of weight training or lifting of any weights, I really think you should consider doing that. You really got to start, building some type of balance and foundation and getting some, muscle strength. And I think a lot of people they don't realize that until kind of it's too late, especially for a lot of runners I know, and nothing against a runner or runner's bodies, or runner's body, I should say, is a lot of them, as you know, they're very thin. They're obviously in very good shape. But again, I think they need a foundation, in my opinion, where they need some strength, maybe some more mass on their body. That's just, again, my personal opinion. But let me get back to the weight training. The one thing I would recommend, and like I mentioned earlier very quickly, but at least one day a week, just dedicate to cardio if you're a weight trainer. I also think at night you should be walking a lot more, or during the day, try to get in as many steps as you can if you're a weightlifter. Because I love lifting weights, and that takes a lot out of you, believe me, working out like that, including the sauna, especially if you're going to throw in different type of exercises like I do, swimming at the end. So you are going to be slightly fatigued, right? But by walking, it just helps me out unbelievably, burning off those extra calories, which again helps me. For the truth of the matter, I'm able to eat a lot of things that other people don't eat because I am burning off a lot of extra calories. Even at night, a lot of times I'll just go for a walk for a mile or even 2 miles. I don't run. And one of the reasons I don't run over the years, I realized it just took a major toll on my lower back, knees, ankles, my hamstrings, all those things. And I hit legs still to this day so hard. I'm usually sore for 2 to 3 days. It's hard for me to run. So I'd rather do something like elliptical or crew when doing cardio, I guess you could say. But yeah, try to get in as many steps as you can. Try to go hiking. I don't care where you're at. You can do these type of things either indoor or outdoor. Try to get the extra steps in if you love weightlifting. And again, when you're younger, I'm going to tell you something too. When your cardio is already pretty strong, and when you're weightlifting, you're building cardio as well. Obviously, depending too on what type of workout you're doing in the gym with weights. If you're doing a lot more sets, for instance, or a lot more reps, I should say more than anything, you're going to build up a better cardio to a certain degree, right? It also could make you fatigue. But anyways, if you're somebody who's lifting hardcore weights, you're not putting in as many reps, you definitely want to start making sure you have your wind. So in between sets or whenever you're doing anything, you want to make sure you're in enough shape to keep up with certain people. I don't care if you're working out in the gym with your friends, colleagues, trainers, or if you're just going like behind me, like you go to a pool and you swim for the day, or you go play basketball with some friends, or they invite you to go do anything physical. You have some type of cardio behind you. So you're just not some big blob who can lift some heavy weights, but you can't even walk up a hill without passing out. Or if you're going up a flight or two of stairs and you're getting dizzy, or you're getting winded, that is a sign again that it is time to step up and get a little more cardio here, okay? And I think a lot of people don't realize that. It seems like you're on one side or another. A lot of guys I know that lift heavy weights, they don't give a shit necessarily always about their cardio. And then you have people that love cardio that are obsessed with, with being in incredible shape, being very thin, being able to run, cycle, do all these different types of things, marathons, whatever it is. That's their thing. But if you kind of can bring them together, meet in the middle where you have some really good strength, you have a strong foundation physically, along with having a decent cardio, doesn't always mean you have to max out on either side. Doesn't mean you got to be heavy and massive and big, and also doesn't mean you have to be very, I guess you could say, in incredible shape beyond what everybody else is to a certain degree. I've always tried to find the middle at times throughout my life. I found myself always wanting to be massive and heavy. And the heavier I got, I realized, even though I was building up more muscle, I didn't feel better. I've also been very thin at times where I was doing tons of different sports. And on the other side of things, I felt very fatigued a lot and tired because I guess maybe I wasn't getting enough nutrition, but I never would stop. So finally I had to come to the middle, which started in my 40s actually, which was just finding a certain weight that I liked. And I had the strength, right? I may have not been as strong as I was in my past, but I had a certain amount of strength that I like, and I have a certain cardio that I'm very comfortable with. So I think you or whoever's watching this video, if you try to find that balance, and it may take time, also find out what type of things work for you. I just gave you an example of what works for me. Weights, I like swimming and walking, say for instance. You may like doing other things, right? That's what you need to find, and always learn to experiment with different types of, I'm always talking about this, different type of activities to make sure you're just getting blood flow and getting in better shape, not falling out of shape. All right? All right, hopefully that helped a little bit. I'm going to wrap it up there. If you get a chance, check out my podcast, The Rich Celenza Show. WTF are you talking about? I'm also on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, but please try and get in the best shape possible. That does not mean you have to be an extreme on anything you're doing. Just also learn how to have fun. I'm telling you, if you have fun doing a lot of things, especially cardio related or weightlifting related, it's just the time's gonna pass by and you're gonna get great results and you're gonna enjoy what you're doing. And if you're not enjoying what you're doing, it's time to maybe try and experiment different things, all right?